Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander
He's got a
Cocktails.
Foley.
It's a ship, and it's from a game called Star Trek Legacy.
Not
Do you
the
remember it?
not the possible Tony Matalas future TV show, but the game from 2006, the first Legacy.
Yes.
Yes. And Stuart, we're back in TMP, one of your personal favourites. We've already looked at another TMP battleship, which is it was a thing. Go watch the episode. To see Stuart's journey, that one was fun. Sorry. This though is not a kit bash. This is actually a fresh design. I do remember it from the game. It's a very early ship. It was not powerful. It was not big. It was not what I kept playing with because it's not very good. But it's a fresh design. Stuart, what do you think on this tiny ship?
It's a TMP Era Nova. Yay! It's the predecessor to the
It
Nova
is, dude. It
class.
absolutely is. Great shout.
It's even a science type vessel because it's got like the Oberth nacelles. Very small. Very small. Look at the windows.
Didn't even clock that. Wow. Love it.
Yeah. And no detail on the ball turret, but that's okay. But it's got two forward-facing launchers with the big cutout buck teeth again. All this is scaled better than the last one we looked at. Yeah, I think it's kind of a neat little design. I do remember this from the game, and I love the addition of the Oberth nacelles, just because that's a unique nacelle design, which we've talked about before with the Oberth video we did. It seems almost like they might not be Starfleet designs, or they're like a different version, and I think that's cool. So I definitely get science ship vibes from this. You know,
I'll be honest, didn't even clock Oberth, so good job. Again, I do these renders without thinking about them, just how good does it look? Moving on. I don't think they're identical to an Oberth. They have you're right, aesthetically, very, very similar. I think they're obviously a bit tweaked, because why not? Nova, great comparison. It does bug me, though, that Bridge Dome is clearly just the Connie, and those portholes are not scaled right unless they're, this big. So that bugs me. That should be different or bigger, because that does not fit with the rest of the ship.
small detail though, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like portholes that are that big on the one deck. I mean, that'd be kind of interesting take on things, but
Like, I don't mind if it was just another Connie bridge, because that's the joke of, they're all regresses. That's okay. But that one detail, which was either that was bigger or was a little bit different detailed, small thing. But I like it. It works quite well. It's actually a new ship, a new shape. Yes, Nova inspired. It doesn't look very functional in the abstract, but it has sort of the distilled elements of what you need in a basic ship. Tone these front torpedo launchers, hey, beats no berth. As long as they have full-size torpedoes, they can do a lot of damage. So it looks good. Yeah.
looks like there's only one deck on the saucer rim instead of two, like the usual Starfleet vessels of the era. So
the side looks like NX pontoon, NX docking things. Is that implying they go down, or that the light door goes up? What are we implying here?
looks like a landing pad.
It
honestly.
does.
A landing pad for like a shuttle, just boom, land there, and it doesn't feel like they go down though. It doesn't feel like elevated,
Now, work bees, right? Because I was thinking a shuttle's too tall. Like, conceptually, would be too tall. A work bee going in there, would that be logical? Maybe 2 or 3, and that's a work bee bay. What if there was like a sliding door up the top that slided down to fill the hole? Would that be interesting? Because I don't
think that would work. And I kind of like the idea of the cutouts. I just wish that there was that was a door beside them, so you could get the shuttle in or something. But
all you'd have to do though was just move that light to the white bit just above, and then that's a door.
well, maybe that light is in fact the door that is open.
I mean,
and the
it'd have to
light
be.
spilling.
But
I mean, scale wise,
it's got to be work bees, doesn't it?
it would have only a work bee would work.
Or the TNG shuttle pod. I mean, if they did a TMP version, that would be fine.
And I don't know if this has other shuttle bays. We'll have to take a look around it.
Yeah, let's look at the next picture, of course. Yep, there we go. That was not expecting that view.
So we got 2 more ball turrets that aren't detailed, but hey, at least it's defended.
You
at
know
the
what they
back and
are.
armed.
You know what they are.
I know. It looks like 2 shuttle bay doors and a staging landing area.
I like that, actually. I actually quite like that. It gives me big Titan vibes, Lunar vibes, which come out after this, I'm pretty sure. Not by a lot, but I feel like 2006 is too early for Luna. But I actually like that. Now, does that imply to you then that potentially this ship is to land, and then ships can dock on either landing pad and don't go in the ship, and then this is how they go in and out of the main ship?
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
So it's so small. I mean, would make sense for it to land. You need some landing ships.
Again, I get science ship vibes off of this for multiple reasons, and it could be that they need to retrieve a piece of comet or meteor asteroid and like put it there, do their scientific survey, and then don't have to bullet into the ship, don't have to leave the ship necessarily. You can like, I don't know. It's a huge staging area for shuttles, so I don't know what that would be for exactly.
And also wastes a lot of practical space inside the ship.
Does.
Because if you look at the window scale, of course, it's one deck. They're, side rooms. I'm assuming you just go straight from the shuttle bay to the side rooms. But the shuttle bay then would be the entire secondary hull. The ship has very little in it, which is very interesting then. What's it function then? Because there's so little space. But I like it. I like the idea of this being just a big, empty secondary hull for shuttles. It's kind of fun.
The other problem I see, though, is you're going to have the shaft from the warp core going up to the impulse crystal there.
Do you think they knew that when they designed this?
I don't know. Like, if you look at the interior of the refit Enterprise, it's the huge shuttle bay that has a step down, and then you got like the warp feeds.
Look. At some point, every person has to live in a studio apartment, right? This is a studio shuttle bay engine room. They share a room, meaning one room for both. The kitchen, the warp core in the middle, the shuttles fly around it,
It just seems really dangerous if there's an emergency landing plan B. And,
hit the warp core.
You miss the net and hit the warp core. I'm just saying.
Look, only Ortegas can pilot the ship, okay? Because she's a pilot.
Oh, that's true. She's a pilot.
She's a pilot.
She's a pilot now.
I've got to assume, though, that there's, for the impulse crystal, because as you say, it goes into the warp core, there's a this and then a this to go along and then down to the warp core forward. Because it's a pipe, right? I'm sure they can do a curve, right?
Again, we're going to have to see more views because I want to see the side view.
Or do you think that impulse engine should be bigger? I like it in general, but I wish it was 30% bigger.
I think it's too big as it is.
Really?
Compared to the rest of the ship. It feels like it might be the same size as the Connie one a little bit. It's the same design. Like
that's too small for me, for the ship is that small. Interesting. Anyway, next view, the bottom. Okay, not a lot going on here. Kind of.
Lots of phaser turrets, though.
Wow, yeah. Wow, this thing is stacked on the bottom. That's over double its phaser emitters right there.
And not so much on the top. The top only has 2 Vol turrets on the top of the saucer.
Someone designed that, right? This isn't a mirrored ship. This isn't like, someone had that idea. Let's add 5 to the bottom. Wow. Okay.
Oh, man, look at that secondary hull, though. You have to have the deflector control room in there. You got to find a way to get those shuttles and that warp and that engine room in there. Wow.
This would be a hell of a MSD to sketch for somebody. Just tricky. Because the ball turrets, they have to have technology inside the hull as well. The torpedo launchers, magazine storage. I mean, this thing is a crammed ship. Do you mind it's just the Excelsior secondary hull, give or take? 'Cause that's pretty lazy.
No, it's not, though. It's following the design aesthetics of the time, as Starfleet tends to do. A lot of their secondary hulls on their TOS ships look the same, so...
I wish it was a little bit more different. Not a lot, but... Well, I do like the blue linings, because that's new. The way those fly, I think that makes the whole thing feel quite coordinated. The edge blue and the
blue and the red pinstriping, I think, looks really good.
And I think it's implied based on how the textures are. I think that blue rim, the main one, is slightly recessed if you look at the left-hand side.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Because that's what it tends to be. I was going to say, would that make sense? But I think it is meant to be.
Go to the next picture. It looked like there was a 1, a number 1 on the picture we were just on, which I thought was a shuttle bay indicator. But it's not. It's the same detail on each side. And it's got the same...
I mean, there could be 2 1s.
No, it can't be. It's got the same cargo bay detailing as the Excelsior, which, again, eats up a lot of space and a lot of room.
And also, those things are giant So they've microized all of the mechanicals. Now that's them being lazy, right? Because that is not going to fit in there. But if that, assuming it is also a cargo area, I do think it's implying those two things are doors. Just they're both one because they didn't have time to texture 1 and 2, right? I mean, this is the bottom of the ship. How often have you seen the bottom of the ship in the game, right? Let's be honest. So I think I'll give them that. Let's say it's in both ones. That's 2 bays at the top, back, 2 drop bays, cargo module, and maybe some side saucer. This thing is all shuttle and all cargo. This is. Do you like it? Are you sold?
I assume the thing under the strut. I am. It's kind of not. Well, I don't know. Yes and no. I was just gonna say, I'm assuming those things under the struts are like a connector for like a starbase, one of the gangway things.
I think they are CS thrusters.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Got to be somewhere. There's some in the saucer as well. Now, don't you think it's desperately missing impulse engines at the rim of the saucer?
Oh yeah. That'd be a great place to put some. Yeah.
There's just nothing there. Or more cargo bays. Another door set. Like the half saucer.
Let's just have a totally hollow ship. And not hollow emitters. No, wrong kind of hollow ship.
But I do actually quite like this back view. I think that's a nice detail. It doesn't work scale or function necessarily, but it's an easy way of adding implied functionality to a ship.
It's just so simple. And there's no windows on the secondary hull. Like, even where you said on the back of the saucer where the impulse engines could fit, it'd be interesting to have some window detailing there, but
there's so little of the ship. There's just no livable room there. It's all tech. It's all deflector and shuttle and cargo and phaser and warp core and
This almost feels like a test bed for systems because it's so small. It's like you load in a new deflector, test that out. You load in new phaser turrets, test those out. Because it doesn't feel like a ship you'd want to be on for any extended amount of time. So either a short-range science vessel or, something else. I don't know. It just feels a little odd to me.
Well, if it is implied with that much storage, etc., and if you go to the next view, see the top and bottom, if there's that much of the ship that's filled with just raw space, warp it into an area, launch some shuttles, launch some work bees, or even it could be there to repair ships, go the engineer route.
I would buy that. And that could be for that staging area at the back too, instead of pulling in an asteroid or something. Pull in some ship parts, repair them, and then
you have 7 spare work bees. You warp in, you launch them all. You have a good amount of spare materials. Maybe not giant materials, but dilithium, deuterium. Some smaller and useful things. Or as I say, I could really see this honestly being a warp to a planet colony, land, and be a little staging area for repairing a colony. I think this was actually a really appropriate thing for that, especially as if you look at the bottom view, there's easy placements to put some legs that would fit, that would balance out I think the ship quite well. It's odd, isn't it? It's a really functional feeling ship. You just don't know what the function is because it's so specifically different.
I'm wondering if the lack of detail on the photon or the phaser turrets now isn't in fact they're just it's supposed to be a different element, like tractor beam emitters. Can you imagine if this was a repair ship or a tow vessel of sorts?
Wow. I don't know. But what do you think of now the top and bottom view?
Yeah. That's all I got.
Ring endorsement.
I don't know. There's just nothing. It's when you look at the scale of it, it's just like this is a nothing ship. So much wasted space and just equipment everywhere and no living space. Like, I don't know.
I feel like I like it in general for what it is, but I wonder if bringing the nacelles close to the hull and give a bit of separation between the edge of the saucer and the nacelles will make it feel a bit faster than being so far out, because you get a blocky feel. It's an interesting blocky feel, but I wonder if that would help it a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Like move the struts back, have them go into the secondary hull near the shuttle bay.
No, I like where they are there. I think that's so fun. Especially as you say, take them out, put new ones in. It feels very plug and play where they are.
Yeah. I was just saying, if you move them back a bit, get rid of that impulse engine altogether, put the impulse engines on the back of the saucer on each side, you could make a much different looking ship.
Yeah, so. For sure. Or even add 2 more nacelles, make it a 4 nacelle, have 2 come out the secondary hull.
Mm-hmm.
it's a pretty different shape. You know, I like it. All of the other views.
I like the front.
Very familiar on the front. I don't know what I'm seeing, but the front feels very classic to something else.
It does. Yeah. I can't place it either.
Yeah.
The side is hideous.
Oh, I kind of like it. Why don't you like it? It's so three-dimensional and boat feeling. If that's a benefit.
I just wish the cells were longer.
Really? Oh, but it's the scale is really visible here. Then for the single deck saucer, 3 deck secondary hull if you're pushing it, as in below 2 deck. Well, no, to be 2 deck and a floor, wouldn't it? So 2 deck, and then a bridge. So it's a 5-6 decks.
It feels like the Archer class, like that really small ship. But this is bigger than that, I think, but barely. It's a very small design. I feel like if Annika Hansen's parents had this and they knew about the Borg in this time period, this is what they would take to follow it. Kind of get Raven vibes.
Very rentable.
Yeah.
But I do like it overall. It's got more character than it necessarily needs to have. And obviously the first picture is the last picture is the first picture. Yeah, it's a neat little ship, I think.
Unique, to say the least, yeah. I don't know how extremely thought out it was, but they just needed to put in some different sizes and classes.
More than the Dreadnought battleship thing you looked at. So that's a win.
Go watch that video. And on that note, make sure you don't miss any videos by subscribing and click the notification bell icon. Hit like on this one. And comment down below what you thought about this design. Do you remember it from the game? Did you use it? Do you know a lot about it? Do you know exactly what this purpose of this ship is?
Did you design it?
Let us know in the comments section. We want to hear from you.
And Stuart, there's more, of course. If you want to help this show keep doing more ships and bring these fun remasters of classics, then support us via Patreon or join the channel on YouTube. Both are monthly ways to help the channel. Very, very important. It's the backbone of support that we need to do what we do here. Or super chat on any given live. If we're live, come say hi, put in $5 and say, hey guys, I have a thought, comment, question. And we're like, oh, genius. And the whole live changes because you're genius and the $5. Or you can super thanks on any video like this one, hint, hint, or just keep watching, keep subscribing, keep doing all the nice things. Last year on Trekyards.
That's right. So until next time, he is Commander Cocky.
He's Gunner Foley.
Bye, everybody.